We're gonna jump into some Satisfactory today, and I may or may not, if you notice the title, have spent a little too much time off stream working on something that got a little carried away. But I'm excited to show it off to you all. I haven't done really any factory work other than filling out walls and fixing roofs and things like that. But I did work on something a little crazy off stream. So, what's up, Gunther? First of all, I finished the well, not the roof, but like the upper part of my twin towers. I redid the, at the end of the stream, I very quickly wanted to just finish this factory, so I didn't make my belts look very good. So I fixed my belts a little bit here. I made some roofs. Some secondary roofs for the top of our twin towers. I'm liking the way they're coming out. A bunch of other factories that I had kind of like not finished walls on, I fixed. So like I put the walls on this guy. I put the walls on this guy. There were some walls that I missed on the plastic or oil factory over here, so I fixed that. I did, as I was putting in all these walls, I kind of ran out of concrete, and I got tired of running out of concrete. These guys apparently just live on top of this factory, which is funny. I didn't know these guys could just spawn on top of a factory. I was running out of concrete, so I did a permanent temporary build off stream where I added some pillars to the back of this, bottom back of this factory, and I just got some concrete going from down there. This is I say this is temporary permanent because I'll probably eventually get a train stop to deliver concrete and get even more, but this is just a place so I can grab some concrete from down here, from this little hidden place down here when I need it for our building. Yes, we have some roof dinos, which are very nice. I added a bunch more pillars around, and the thing that I accidentally spent a little too much time on, I'm going to reveal now, because last night I got bored. I was trying to figure out some other video games to play, and nothing was exciting my fancy. So I may have started on a Pyramid of Giza that I'm trying to avoid showing until I can get a good view of it, because I want to show it from the right direction. So let me get a good perspective. My design idea for my entire base this whole time has been, we have a road going around a central area where we can place factories on the outside and factories on the inside. But we don't have a central theme for this build. And so I present to you the Great Pyramid of Rand Giza. At least a start of a pyramid. It might not look like much yet, but this giant pyramid I started last night, just playing with different foundation blocks. I started a giant pyramid, and my idea is I make this pyramid up to the top of the, well, up to as skinny as I can make it to fit just the space elevator, and we have a space elevator on top of a giant pyramid. It's gonna be cool. I know. Ooh, it's beautiful. Now, what I don't know how I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fit this giant thing between roads. I already had to deconstruct some roads on this side. I haven't finished the other side yet. I finished kind of two sides of it. This side I didn't finish because I'm gonna have to do something with the road over here to fit the rest of the pyramid over here. It's a Goa'uld landing site. Yes, I don't know what that's reference to. Is that like not Star Trek, but like Stargate or something? Do I remember the Battle of Chapultepec? No, I don't know. That looks cool. You love space elevator pyramid. Bravo. Thank you. Pyramid idea started with the ramp from the last stream. It did. It did. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to deconstruct this. Because this, I built this around this guy. So that, and I planned the spacing. You can kind of see underneath looks really cool. All the blocks in a pyramid, an inverted pyramid shape. I want to make it have enough room to fit. And so I kind of guesstimated last night, as I was putting it together, how tall it needs to be. So now I'm going to figure out how tall it actually needs to be so I can rebuild the Space Needle. because this spacing might be too much space, and I need to make this a little bit taller. And I can show you how I made this if I need to make it a little taller. That's the land was the Stargate was the gold landing site thing. Nice. Okay, cool. So does this fit here? I think it does, and I think I honestly want the pyramid to be a little taller, but I don't want it to be hanging off the side. Because one thing that I think would be really cool is, since we have this empty space underneath, when I need to deliver the materials to the space elevator for the objective, we can have, like, you know, inside the pyramid will be these, you know, belts delivering the stuff up to the Space Needle that'll be at the top of the pyramid. That's kind of my idea here. But I don't want these things to be hanging off the side, so my spacing might be just about right. Let me see here. Okay, we have a lot of space on this side, actually. So I probably am going to need to figure out the spacing in a way that I want to make it look as good as possible. I want this side to be on this side. Okay, so I definitely have some more room I can work with here, it looks like. Let me turn you. Let me figure out the spacing, because I want to figure out how I'm placing this, how I can center this to make it look the best, centered on top of a pyramid. So the back of this is like 2 foundations off the edge. What's the front? The front is like 1, 2, 3, 4. So it looks like I can put it about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, and then that piece. And then the back is 1, 2, 3, and then the back piece. Okay, so right about this. But I want it still to be higher, so I want to mark this. I want to mark this placement right here. So how do I mark this? I'm going to mark this with a pole there. And a pole here. And we're gonna start the stream with a little decorating rather than, you know, building computers and stuff yet, because I wanna get the top of this pyramid set up, because I feel like this being the centerpiece of my entire build will be really cool. You're gonna go to bed now, Turbojet. All right, well, thanks for stopping by. This is gonna be really cool, I think. So first things first, let me deconstruct a lot of these guys, the inner part here. And I'll show you all how this build kind of was put together here. I'm going to leave those pieces there, so that's like my reference point. The Egyptians must have been very good at planning to be able to build their pyramids to such crazy proportions and stuff. So the way I build this out is kind of funky. Okay, autosave is lagging my computer. So I go like this, I grab that one and I place it on top. No, maybe it's this piece here. It's a little awkward sometimes getting this placement exactly how I want it to be. Building up is the hardest part of this, actually. I think I need to do this. There we go. So I do these and then I put these across. Here we go. Kind of like that. Then I fill this piece in. There we go. As I build up, I kind of alternate these guys. If I can make this actually do what I want it to do. Right there. Build that guy there. Build that guy there. And so if I want it to be flat, and that's the edge, I think maybe this might be the new height I want to get to, potentially. Can you finish all the building tiers before doing the space elevator? You might hate this, but you want to rotate the whole thing by 45 degrees so the corners don't hit the roads. Would that make it better if I rotated the entire thing 45 degrees? That would be a lot of work. How would that work? That would mean this corner going this way, and we'd have a flat surface going... You know what? You're probably right. You're probably right. You're probably right that that would be the best way to do this. It's kind of cold again. Let's celebrate. Yeah, it was 53 degrees Fahrenheit this morning when I got up. What I could probably do is I could build out one corner so I can figure out the orientation and then flip it and off stream do your suggestion, because you're probably right in that I would want to do that. Let me get the flat top set up, and if I get the flat top set up, that could allow me to figure out how I want to rotate this. What I will say is if it's 45 degrees, will it still be on the global grid? I don't know. We'll have to see. So I'm gonna finish out this corner. And then I probably will off-stream work on rotating it, because you're right. The one thing I don't like is how this... I think this is really cool, but the thing I don't like is how it intersects my roads. So if I didn't have to rebuild my roads by just rotating the whole thing, that's probably a really good idea. The view from each road would be a slope rather than the two faces if you did it that way. Well, it would be from part of the road. Because this does look cool to see the pyramid from here. But like if we're over on this side, which will probably give us a better view, if the corner was like here, we'd have a good view of the corner of the pyramid as well. So what I'm gonna do, like I said, I'm gonna put the platform where I want it to be so I can check the size on where I want this all to go. It's full. Do I have any space for anything here? No. I'm basically full on all these things, which is a good problem to have, I guess. What about heavy modular frames? There we go. I want to get whatever's in here. Yeah. Because I do want to have the Space Needle up right now, just so I can get the spacing right on it. So, in order to do that, how did I do the edges? Something like... I need this piece there. And... is that right? That's not right. There. And then we do the flat top here and see if I spaced this correctly. I think I did. Because I want to have the Space Needle available right now, just so I know the size requirements that I'll need, basically. Face will be made of squares rather than triangles, apart from the edges. Faces will be made of squares rather than triangles, apart from the edges. I'm not sure if I understand what that means. Are you saying if you look at it from a different angle or something? Actually, I'm not sure that this is right. This piece. There. This piece. There. This piece. There. This piece. There. I'm filling out a side, even though I'll probably be redoing this to get the angle right. So I can get the, this is so laggy, man. So I can get this, orientation, at least, the scale of it right. You play with some modded buildings and decor blocks, you might be blowing smoke here. Is there a way to join two sloped walls like that? If you were alongside the track, it was moving at a nice pace. Oh, you're talking about... Okay, you all are talking about the big whatever it's called that came through Texas. Big Ben or big Blue or big something train. I've been seeing posts on Facebook about that, actually. A lot of people apparently on my Facebook feed check that out. Okay, so I think I gotta remove this guy. Okay. Okay, so there we go. That is kind of the spacing we're working with here. Let me evenly distribute the flat tops. That'll let me know how far across I can go. Actually, I'm going to finish out the top of this side as well. So I know where these flat tops need to go. That should line up that guy. Big Boy is the name. Thank you, Big Boy. That's the one. That's the one. Right, something like this, I think, is going to be our spacing. So did I get this right? If I place the space elevator here. Did I leave this enough room? Oh, it's off the edge there. That's not what I wanted to see. That is not what I wanted to see. I think... getting this exactly right is going to be kind of a pain. I think if I go down one more level... Did I go up 2 levels for this? I think I might have. Yeah, if I instead of here, we make this be the top. This might be the spacing I need. Yeah, sorry I'm taking so much time on this, but I think once this is built, this is going to be really cool. So that's why I'm trying to plan this out. So you all know what my plan will be, and I'll probably do a lot of the busy work to get this thing built off stream. I think this will be a really cool build. Alright, so I want this level to be the top, I think. This, I think, will give us enough space, hopefully. That might be the right surface area if we rotate it 45 degrees. Well, if I rotate it... Oh, hold on a second. Jesus, this freaking lag is driving me crazy. Are there any options I can do to make the game lag less? Let me turn the autosave back up to like 3 minutes, 2 minutes. 4 minutes is fine for now. Are there any video controls I can make the game not lag so ridiculous? I maxed out the FPS at 60. Could you put the elevator lower in the pyramid so just the wireframe, the space elevator sticks out? I could. Is there anything here that's like not, it's like super high? No, it's all medium. Item frequency, capped at 60. I'll do that. I don't know what that'll do. Maybe that will reduce the number of items trying to load in here. I kind of want the bottom of the space elevator to be at the top of the pyramid, because I think, well, I mean, maybe it could be cool. I want to see... I want the pyramid to go up, and then you see something reaching to the sky from it. Now, the skinny part coming out is cool, but I want to see more of the structure of the Space Needle. Playing with shadow shapers. Where's that? Video, shadow shapers. I see shadow quality. Contact shadows. I don't know what shadow shapers are. Motion blur, cloud quality, trace distancing. I don't know what that is. Is that under gameplay? You'd have to tell me where that setting is for me to mess with it. Okay, so it'd be about right here. Just turn quality shadow to low. Okay. Low. Apply. Hopefully that helps. Shadows are the real killers of performance in most games. Okay, okay. Cool, good tip, good tip. I feel like what I really need to get is the all around the edge here. Okay, that was weird. So I know what my corners look like here, even if I'm gonna get rid of this eventually. I need my corners to be here so I can really make my final decision on how this is gonna line up. Okay, yeah, so that lines up there. But yeah, I definitely want to get this design right so that if I do it off stream, I don't do it off stream and somebody goes, nope, you did it wrong. And I'm like, ah, crap, I gotta do it again. As much fun as it is designing this, I'd like it to, you know, cut twice, measure once, or whatever it is. Measure 3 times, cut once. You want to see the hooks of the elevator, but nothing else. That's what you think we want to see? Well, let's look. If I can make a flat top, put this thing up here, and then we can kind of look at it ourselves and figure out what we want to see. So I'll do it on this level, which might not be the level I actually want it to be, and I'm going to have to break this whole thing down to change the orientation anyway. But at least that'll let me know how I need to design it. So, this spacing I think would make this work for what I originally thought I wanted to do, which I want this piece still overlaps a little bit there. But only on this side over here. I think maybe what Nietzsche was talking about is if I instead orientate it this way. Can I orientate it this way? I was wanting that piece to be this direction, which I don't think I can do that. What's the middle? The middle is like right here. Got back in time. Welcome back, taters. What do we want to see? You know, probably, you say the hooks coming out? Yes. I think these things coming out of the top of the elevator, or the, what's this thing called? Pyramid would be awesome. So maybe the inputs and the console, we have a secret door to go inside, but the hooks themselves are out. And how many corners do we have to this pyramid? 4 corners and 3 hooks. Does that mean there's 4 sides to this? To make it look really cool, it would be 3 corners, 1 for each hook. Yeah, we're making a pyramid, Archangel. So what I think would be really awesome is if we somehow... I don't know if I can do the design... Maybe that's what, Nietzsche, you were talking about. Can I do a design of a pyramid that's 3 corners instead of 4 corners? I think I can, right? Would that make the pyramid bigger or smaller? There are no 60-degree buildings in this game. So does that mean I couldn't do... Yeah, I guess I gotta know corner physics or corner angles or corner degrees. So I'd have to change the angle, is what you're saying. Can watch this build because it's cool. Building a 3-corner pyramid would be incredibly hard. You'd have to manually align 2 of the sides. Yeah, I'd probably have to do some of the stuff that I've seen people do online, which is... It's gonna make clouds so that thing disappears, doesn't it? I just want to watch this animation because it's so cool. Oh no, it is just gonna come down here. Cool. This thing is so cool. Alright. I will be swapping you again, but I just have to watch this animation every single time. Yeah, I'd probably, if I wanted to do what I'm talking about, it'd have to be one of these things where you, like, make the very small shifts like this and manually line things up. Is this a tribute to Ramses the Pharaoh? This pyramid? Yes, it totally is. So it seems like I can't really do a three-corner pyramid unless I learned a lot better how to do little minor adjustments. How do you do small adjustments like that? You hold control and you scroll your mouse wheel. If you just scroll your mouse wheel, it lines up. But if you hold control, you can do these little adjustments. And that's how people do these crazy things like make circles. They do a bunch of, they like do this, and they do another one that's slightly misaligned right here. Well, or like, yeah, they do something like on top of this one, they do another one that's slightly misaligned. And you slowly get an angle, you can make a circle, and you deconstruct a bunch of stuff. I don't want to get onto that all that crazy stuff because that's more work than I want to than I feel like I want to mess with. So what would be the best way to make this pyramid look cool with these hooks coming out? What would be the best way to do that? If we have 4 corners and 3 arms coming out, basically it would be 2 arms lined up with 2 sides and the 3rd arm lined up with another corner. That would probably be good enough. Like how this is lined up I think is good. I just need to turn this entire thing. Make the front 2 corners match up with the front 2 hooks, you think would be or would work as well? I guess the question is where's the front? If that's my that is my trains, that's probably the front, right? And so if we were rotating this entire thing, that would mean this corner would be at this angle, and we'd have that hook lined up with that. So it's almost lined up like this right now, I feel like. We can't really see how it fits from so close. We need to be further away. All right, well, let me back up so we can get a better bird's eye view of this. So, the main issue I see right now is that my pyramid goes through the road. So, if we adjust this thing so that this angle, this corner, and this corner are turned like 45 degrees, that would put this angle here-ish, and we'd have a flat surface. Where would put the other angle? It would put this other angle over there, I think. What's up, man? How is my domain? We are designing a pyramid. I would put this one about right here. I feel like that might still intersect with the road a little bit. I almost wonder if I need to design it from the ground up to make things not overlap. Who are we going to bury and how did they pass? I don't know. Maybe the weird robot voice that keeps talking to us. You think this back road will be in the way? I think it might be too. I was already thinking I might need to, because this part right here was going to go definitely through the road like that. If we go this way, it might do that less. I'm not sure how to make the entire thing smaller. Can I make the entire thing smaller? Maybe I can. It feels like it's kind of... This whole pyramid layout is prescribed by the angles of the pieces I've been building out of. Do I have higher angle sides? That's a good question. I built using the 4s. With the other ones, I feel like the other ones would be... I'm using down corners and up corners 4 meters. I'm pretty sure if I use 1 meter ones, it's a wider angle. So I'm pretty sure I'm using... the steepest angle right now. Like, look at the 1 meter. That is even a wider... Yeah, the other ones are squatter, so it'd make it go even further. So this is the tallest down corners and up corners. Those are the tallest pieces I have. I'd probably have to do something else crazy or use pieces I don't know how to use. The whole reason I built this because I was just playing with corners. I guess there's foundation stairs. That could make it look like, what are those, like, Peruvian pyramids or something? They have, like, stair ones, and then use the other guys for the corners, but I don't think that's going to make it any steeper. Yeah, I think I'm pretty limited with the angle because of the pieces that I'm using to build out of. So really getting the alignment right is going to be the hardest part of this. Yeah, it seems like rotating it is the correct play. And then maybe have to move this road back. What I could do is I could put a like a ramp going up, and that'll be like an overpass over the pyramid. The stair ones must be the Aztec ones, yeah. The ones that had those fun execution sacrifice to the old gods. You approve of those, okay. I almost think the best way to approach this might be I line up this flat side of the pyramid that I want to rotate to perfectly line up with coming up from the road. And that would give me the most space to work with, probably. The Cthulhian robot voice might be an evil god anyway. Talking about temples and blood and consuming. Exactly. That's kind of what... As I built this pyramid, what kind of gave me this idea is like, well, we have the space elevator coming out of the top of the pyramid that'll look cool and be all this like mystical stuff to go with all the weird voices and all the stuff they're talking about. So do I like that? Do I like the idea of a flat side there, a corner there, corner there? I'll put a flat side. Yeah, that kind of lines up with the road, too. A flat side to that road, a flat side to that road. Can't go over the space elevator for some reason. Flat side there, and there'd be a corner there, and a corner there. This entire road, maybe what I'll end up having to do is just raise up this entire road, and that might give the space for the pyramid. So the play here is to make a square foundation in between my roads. Yeah, I think I am going to do that. I don't know that I'm going to start that right now. This is like a project I do off stream because it's a lot of busy work. What I just need to figure out is what I want to do right now is kind of figure out the dimensions. Because use this flat surface to line up with that road is probably going to be my starting point. So that's probably what I'll do. Let me deconstruct a little bit, maybe to put together a starting point, so I'll know how I want to orientate this when I'm off stream and start messing with it. I definitely don't want to spend too much more time on this right now. But I do want to have a plan for when I do start this off stream. That's what I want to do. I want to be able to have a plan. I'm not starting from square one too much off stream. So, like, I'm just going to kind of delete the bottom part of this for right now. that pillar. Whoops. Dimensions would be the shortest distance between my roads. No, the dimensions would be... however much I can fit in here, because I can't change the curve or the slope of the ramp. The dimensions is completely determined by how much space I have. Which maybe that's what you mean by distance between roads. What I want to get is... What I want to get is I want to fill this back in. I want to not delete my road for this. It's so cool looking. Thanks, Archangel. I think it looks cool. Having our Space Needle coming out at the top of a pyramid seems really cool to me. But I guess maybe I do agree with what you said, Gunther. It's dependent on how much space we have between our roads, but it's more like... I wish I could make the angle steeper, is what I wish I could do. So how do I line this up perfectly so that my ramp comes up this way? What I feel like I want to do is maybe connect a piece to the road. The angle. How do I get this angle right? I don't even know if I can orientate it the way I want to on the global grid, actually. I want FTL is here. Yay! Because on the global grid, it's orientated this way, and if I want this to be 45 degrees, I need it to be 45 degrees misaligned with the global grid. Which means... if I hit control... Okay, so if I do... okay, I can do it like this way. Just to use a flat ramp instead of a corner. The flat ramp doesn't work with this. Unless I make that the actual corner. Which... okay, hold on a second. If I did a corner of stairs, like an Aztec temple, and then did the angle off of there, that might work. Will that work? No, that's the same orientation. I want this to be the flat side. All the roads and pipes and belts from far away up in the sky, the city you're building kind of looks like a motherboard. Nice, nice. Yeah, that's why I want to figure this out right now, because once I start, you know, building off stream, it's just a lot of busy work, but I need to get the orientation right. I almost think I want this entire thing to be moved to the left a little bit, because I think I have a little more space this way with factories over there. Aztec temple stairs have much bigger steps, and they also have those nice rivers of red blood flowing down. Nice, nice, beautiful. Okay, so I think what I want to do... I think it's this that I want to do. If I can do this and get this lined up the way I want it, this might be my reference point. I think that might be my reference point right there. And what this would do would give us the flat side completely lined up with the road, flat side of the pyramid, and the corner there. I think that will work. I think that'll do what I want it to do. Let me just build out a small portion of this. This will be the last thing I do to mess with this thing. I keep saying the last thing I'm going to do. But just to give me an idea of this reference point will give me a good starting point off stream for this busy work to do what I want it to do. Let me see. Let me see. Sorry, phone. I can't talk to you right now. Is that right? It's right, except that it's backwards. It's this guy. Come on. Go in here where I want you to go. This piece right here. Yeah, I think this is good, right? This will be the flat pyramid lining up with the road. It'll go to a corner. I think this works. I think this is going to be my reference point. And we'll have the four corners kind of turned 45 degrees from the rest of what it currently is. The hard part will be centering this thing exactly how I want it, but I think we should be able to line up that corner and that corner of the arms closely to the two corners in the front of the pyramid, and then we'll have the third one centered on the back. So I think this will be good. This will be a future Rand off-stream problem of swapping this all out. But it'll look really cool, I think, once I spend a lot of time deconstructing all this and putting that together. So, very nice. Now, the issue with this giant pyramid thing is this is going to take up a lot of space. And I planned on building factories inside this central area. And a giant pyramid might change my amount of space available for factories on the inside of, you know, my factory complex here. Screw future guys, I know, right? So, figuring out how I'm going to fit in factories around a giant pyramid might be kind of an issue. And maybe what I want to do, I almost wonder if I should move my road now, which would require me to change my programming on my trucks right now. Can we put factories inside the pyramid? There is going to be enough space to put maybe one or two. One thing I do want to say, one thing about the pyramid is, because I'm making it the Space Needle a part of the pyramid, I kind of want the inside of the pyramid, if I do factories in there, to be the pieces we deliver up the Space Needle. So that would be things like on the top right of my screen, those frames, those special motors, those whatever frames they are. I know, who cares about our old plan? Pyramid, let's go. But there will be some space inside the pyramid. Inside the pyramid is going to be that SAM deposit. That's another part of the reason why I put this here, is because, like, oh, there's SAM. It's like this weird alien material. We'll make a pyramid to it. And the crazy materials we get from it are worshipped by the old gods. I don't know. One thing I could do... yeah, it almost feels like I need my road to be... shifted over. What's the distance between the roads right now? Well, I can count it right now because it's this long straightaway over here. Your tummy hurts. Oh God, why? I don't know, Apple Boy. Sorry to hear it. Currently, the distance between the roads is... I'll do this, so it'll just count for me. 19. The different distance of 19 between the start of this road and the start of this road over here. So I guess the other thing is, man, this is going to look cool now that I'm looking at it from this other angle. It's going to look really cool. 19 is the width I could make the pyramid. I think the taller I want it, the more width we'd need, I think. If I actually do want to fit a factory down underneath this thing. Although, honestly, this is one of my sources of water, so I don't know that I want to, like, pave over the water inside. I'm going to put, like, water pumps and stuff in there. I almost think I might want to determine the size of the pyramid so that it, like, perfectly covers this crater. Does the square have to be an even number? I don't know. What I do know is when these corners come together, I think the corners coming together, I think, means it does have to be an even number. So like these two side by side, so the middle is a line down the center. And on the other corner, two side by side, the middle goes down the center. If I did some sort of stair thing in the middle so that we have the corners be stairs, I could make it be an uneven number, I think. And then this would be a corner piece that goes all the way down. I could make it an uneven number if that would be better. And have stairs as the corner pieces. And then I would fill in this like this. So we'd have like the corner of the pyramid would be stairs leading us to heaven, which is kind of cool. I honestly kind of like that idea. It's like a mix of the Egypt pyramids and the Aztec pyramids kind of thing. And that would make it so that the center is a single block surrounded by these two corner pieces coming together. Do I want the center to be a single block? I don't know. I feel like that's something I should figure out off stream for my pyramid design. I guess the question is, do the stairs look better, or does it look better coming down as a corner? I honestly think the stairs might look better. I feel like it'll give a little more texture to the pyramid design if we have... I know I say I'm done with the pyramid, and then I'm continuing to work on the pyramid. I honestly feel like having stairs coming down on the corner will make for a cooler looking pyramid design. We'll have the pyramid coming down to these corner steps. I think that's probably what I'm going to prefer to have this look like. And the corners would be, you know, lined up with the roads or something. I feel like I do need to line up the roads with this. So, the reason I'm spending, again, so much time on this is because my next factory I'm going to make is a computer factory, and I was planning on putting it next to the factory right here that's making graphics cards or CPUs or whatever the hell these things are. What are these things called? Circuit boards, that's the word. But I can't really put it here if I'm going to put a giant pyramid there. So I need to figure out... I guess the question is, if I put a factory up higher, if I kind of raise all this stuff, is that going to work with my view of a giant pyramid getting put in the center of all this? It feels like I really got to fix the road before I can build more factories. Figure out... man, maybe I am going to spend a little more time on the pyramid lining up, because even if I don't build the entire thing, just getting the dimensions figured out. Might be the most important thing if I really want to make this a centerpiece of my build. All right, forgive me, chat, while I spend more time on pyramid building. Or enjoy as I spend more time on pyramid building. I have the wrong piece. Wrong piece. There we go. Pyramid does take a bunch of room in the middle where I was going to put hybrid factories. I know, I know. That's why I feel like if I am going to do this, I need to figure out the dimensions for it. Looking at the proportion in relation to the factory, it needs to be taller to be imposing. I agree. The taller it is, the harder it is going to be to fit it between my roads. So... And I do want it to be an imposing, cool part of my factory. So maybe I just completely readjust my back road over there to give room for this giant pyramid. That might be what I want to do. One thing I will say is, you say it needs to be taller, and which I agree. The Space Needle will be coming out the top of it, so it's going to be forever tall from the top. We just need there to be enough... Wow, that looks really cool. Just right there, just that little section. Make the road go through the pyramid. Well, that is interesting. The problem with that is I already have a bunch of stuff built out on this side. And on the other side, where I could just make as tall as I want it to be, there's a mountain. There's a cliff over there. So my pyramid would run probably into the cliff. Is that a good or a bad thing? I feel like that might be a bad thing. Okay, if I deconstruct this again. My inventory filled up again, did it? Did my inventory fill up? Yes, it did. What's in here? Wires again? Random wires. Okay. Just throw computers in. Okay. Apparently today is playing with pyramids day. I thought I was going to be building factories, but we're playing with pyramids. Like, the taller this gets. Can you go from the inside corner of the road and count out your base? Inside corner of the road. I guess you mean count how many tiles we have from this corner to the far end of that road corner? Is that what you mean, Gunther? Making this really tall will just make it so much better. But again, the taller we make it, like I need to reprogram my trucks anyway. What's up, Pseudo Drifter? Hope today is going well. Well, we're planning out a pyramid, so that's a good time. Needs to be a 19-block square because we counted out 19 blocks there earlier. Yeah, I don't know. You say 19 block square. I don't know where that 19 block square would need to be. The road dictates the size. You know what I think? Okay. All right. I said I could align it. I was thinking I could line it up with the middle of the road. But if I'm going to allow myself to push this road over, I don't necessarily have to line it up with the middle. I have factories over there. If I push that part of the road further out that way, I could make it go wider out that way if I need to. My brain is not the best at, like, you know, being a architect or something. Pyramid would spice up the compound. Yeah, that's the plan. I want the middle to be where the space elevator comes out, but I don't even know where the middle is because my road I just kind of built. What if I go super high with this, leave the road where it is, and have the pyramid go over the road? Then we'd have a road going through the middle of a pyramid. That might be cool. Let's see what that would look like if I just continue building this thing up. I'm just kind of guesstimating this size because I don't know the exact dimensions. This pyramid is getting pretty big. Didn't I say I was gonna actually put? I was gonna for the corners. Put the stairs because I thought that would look cool. So if I did a thing here, that's the stairs. I want a block there. Wow. Looking at that angle, wow, that's cool looking. That's gonna run into my road over here with at this height. You can make really cool tunnels with half pipes. You can make really cool looking tunnels with half pipes if you need the road to pass through something. Yeah. Just building up, it's kind of hard to judge what the footprint is going to be. I know, you're right. You're right. You are absolutely right about that. But the taller the better, I also agree with, because a pyramid that's this tall in the middle of my compound is going to look awesome. But maybe that's a little too tall. Okay, maybe I use these stairs coming all the way down and seeing what we run into as my judge. So this would be the corner. If I make it a little lower, I won't quite run into this road, I think. Oh, you have a pretty spectacular stream achievement. Oh, really? Okay, I'm gonna deconstruct these stairs. G. 200 stream streak for Pseudo Drifter. Nice. Man, we have some crazy streaks going on from people lately. That's awesome. So if I go down like 2 levels here. Right here, and then build those stairs again to be my corner. See what that looks like. That might be something to build off of. Just got back from the toilet. Your tummy feels better. Okay, thanks for telling us. Ouch. And this one runs into this, so I think I need to go. Yeah, this is hard. I'm kind of spitballing an eyeball on this thing, and really what I should have done was designed a pyramid at the beginning if I wanted the pyramid to be the central piece of my build. But instead, you know, I always do things by feel and, you know, just trial and error. Oh my god, why the hell did you do that? I swear Zoop mode is just trolling me sometimes. Get out the pen and paper, yeah. Is this doing the same thing as it did before? Almost. Almost. So that would... I don't know that this angle's ever going to change, right? Well, yeah, the higher it goes, the further over that would be. So I think one more will put this where I want it to be, I think. I think one more down. And I can maybe plan around that, play around with that. So one more down would be here. And the corner stairs would be like this. That avoid overlapping with anything important, I can always deconstruct or get rid of this tree that I built around before. Okay, it's still kind of running into the road. Okay. And we'd make a bit of a flat top here for our space elevator to come out, and then possibly ramp. Corner would go over there, corner would go over there, and the road runs through it, kind of thing. Maybe something like that. All right, all right. I kind of want to stop working on pyramid because it's making my brain hurt. I want to go back to counting and math, apparently. So I got to figure out how am I going to place a computer factory that's not going to get in the way of future Rand pyramid building. So how do I want to do that thing? Where do I want to put a computer factory? I was putting factories on the inside of the loop that we're not needing new materials. What does a computer manufacturer need? I think I built the last piece I need last time, right? Circuit boards, cables, and plastic. Yeah, we have all of that stuff. So, and this is going to be our first factory that'll need a manufacturer, so I might need to consider doing a new blueprint. Let me see here. If I could build this factory like on the outside of the loop over here somewhere, I think I could not have to worry about anything overlapping. Because we have circuit boards over there. I can bring them back this way. We have the plastic right there, and we have cables here that will output there. So maybe I can just make my computer factory be a tall factory up here. How would I make that work? How would I get access to a tall factory with this giant cliff in the way? Supports right here, like when I did all my sports. Do quick support pillar here. That's good for now. I could put a foundation underneath if I need to later. I could get the pyramid point. You could get to the pyramid point, and that way you could bring down all your corners to see the footprint. Yeah, I kind of don't want to work on the pyramid anymore, though. Because I don't know where the point would be. I don't know where the point could be, because I don't know how much space at the top I want, or how much of the space elevator to come out. Unless I'm going to spend another 30 minutes on messing with that. I've already spent a good hour on it, and I kind of want to build a factory right now. This big cliff is in the way. I wish I could, you know, cut down a cliff. I want to build a factory on top of that. I basically got to build a big ladder to get up to it, is what it looks like. It's not my ideal way of starting a new factory, but just build a ladder up to the top of this thing. Something for future Ryan to think about? Yeah. You're right in that I do need to figure out what the footprint is. That's going to take me some time, and I don't want to spend the entire stream on that. So that's why I don't mean to trivialize your suggestion or anything like that. My brain is exploding right now. You know, when you're trying to be creative, sometimes you need to give your brain rest and stop thinking about a problem to come up with a solution for said problem. I'm at that point right now. Spend an hour messing with a thing. I need to give my brain a break right now from that. I just need actual... Can I build a ladder straight up to start just a really tall factory? I think so. I think that's what I'm... Because I actually do want to make some progress towards, you know, our next goal in game. Maybe what I'll do is throughout the stream I'll keep coming back to spending a little bit of time on the pyramid, just to give my brain a break. I have this good. Anything else up here while I'm up here? Lag is up here. Everywhere I turn, this is the lag. I don't know what it is with my computer in this game lagging like crazy. Like every time I walk somewhere, just like 8,000 things need to load or something. I don't know. All right, well, ground floor factory somewhere around here probably work. I don't want to do this. Can I build this using the ladder? No, it doesn't look like it. What I could do is this, I think. Where's my ground floor? About there. That should be a good ground floor for here, I think. Yeah, and I'd probably delete these poisony plants, maybe. Something like that. Made a huge plant for 800 rubber and plastic and 288 rocket fuel generators. It broke your brain many times, yeah. Here the answer is blow up every single tree so there's nothing to load. Clearly that's what I need to do. One thing I am going to do, and something I did off stream, was make a whole bunch more these things. We're going to blow up all of these. Now, when I blew up off stream, I blew up destructible rocks, and my game lagged more than I've ever seen it lag, so I hope that doesn't do that when I use these explosives here. Alright, get wrecked plants. Get wrecked plants. Alright, even got rid of that tree. Poor tree. Okay. Cool, now we shouldn't have poison in this factory, hopefully. Pulverize things so they don't clog the memory of my poor PC. There you go. Alright, this is going to be a very tall factory. Am I okay with that? Or just a factory that's floating in the air? I'll make some really long pillars, probably, to support the thing. So I'll probably make like a wall up to support this thing, and then factory basically starts here. This is crazy game. Okay, I guess it was auto-saving there, but still, come on, man. The performance of Satisfactory, I think, is the biggest problem with this game. I love this game, and its performance issues are bad. Like, the game has really bad performance issues. I know that Mad Men's had issues with the game locking up and crashing all the time, and I'm getting a little frustrating to deal with constantly. Okay, so, walls. Let me set up walls so I know where the front of this thing is here. This will be the front of the factory here. This will be a tube that I can climb up here, I guess. Okay, there we go. There's our tube that I'll... Oh, or wall. Will this wall overlap with the ladder, actually? Or can I still use a ladder if I... looks like I can't use the ladder with that wall there. Okay, well... Let me slightly adjust where this ladder is then, I guess. Deconstruct it as I go up here. Or I just don't have a wall here, either way. Let me... Ladder. Okay, why didn't you go down? There we go. Performance is not satisfactory, lol. It's very sad. Yeah, it is very sad. 5 days till Factorial launch. Some of the most prominent YouTubers are already playing it. You want it now. Nice, nice. Okay. Can I put a wall here, or is that doing the same thing it did before where I can't use a ladder? Okay. Well, if I'm going to put a wall here, I'm going to have to do an extra half a slab. So I'm just going to not worry about the wall right now. Considering what humans have done to planet Earth, it's amazing that there hasn't yet evolved a plant to start disinfecting the planet from all the humans. Only a matter of time. Yes, I guess so. Dark, but okay. Okay. I'm going to make... This is going to be a computer factory. So this is the bottom floor. The floor where I actually build the manufacturers is going to be there. So let me get a ladder to be able to go up to this floor. And let's see what the manufacturer design is going to look like here. Liggity laggity liggity lag. Okay. Alright, so materials will probably be coming in from this side to deliver the manufacturers lined up this way. So probably won't be able to make that many manufacturers of computers based on how many circuit boards. Let me try to turn some stuff off. Close some windows and things here. Maybe it's my CPU getting overwhelmed or graphic card getting overwhelmed or something. Consider our substance abuse problems, plant intelligence subduing us. Yeah, maybe so. You saw Nephrem's playing it the other day. He was trying to speedrun. It was 10 hours in and still had a whole extra planet to do. It looks large on content. You're talking about Factorio? That's cool. That's really cool. Alright, so I think what I will want is... something like this. Yeah, maybe something like that. And then... actually, maybe one more space that way. And that would allow me to get a walkway down the middle. Something like that. Just wider than 2 foundations here, it looks like. It's the Factorio thing is damn massive. Exclamation mod, still massive. You're fully expecting SE to update and get even more ridiculously big giggity. Nice, nice. Okay. So this is going to be computers. 10 circuit boards per minute. Man, I'm not even making 10 per minute, am I? Let me go check. 10 circuit boards per minute, 20 cables per minute, 16 plastic per minute. No, 40 plastic per minute. Let me write some of these things down so as I go check I can keep track of this. So it's 10 circuit boards, 20 cables, 20 cables and 40 plastic per minute. For 2.5 computers per minute. Is our planet self-aware? If a tiny speck living on it thinks it is, maybe the bigger organism is so much more self-aware. Okay, you're going like super meta, Archangel, and I don't really know what you're talking about. Cool. Sentient plants, I think is what you're talking about. How much plastic are we making? 160 per minute plastic we're making. And 360 cables a minute. So those things are good. We're making a lot of computers. Now... oh, we're using basically all of our plastic per minute just to make 40 circuit boards a minute. Okay. So I actually can do 4 computers that will almost be completely... like running at 99%. The problem is I need the same amount of plastic again to make that many, because our plastic is going to be used in both sides. If it was aware, we would have long since been disinfected. Yeah, probably. So if I want to make 4 computer things, 4 computer manufacturers, I need to double my plastic production. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 4 computer production things, and then I'm going to see about doubling my plastic production. And then, because I've been worried about power, what I might do is I might actually set up... well, we're using 480 oil, which is all our oil. We need more oil for this. My blue line is way above my gray and orange line. I might actually set up a fuel power generator today. I've been thinking I kind of needed to do that anyway. So I might actually do that. So today might be the day we do some fuel power generation that I've been putting off. You also don't know what you're talking about, Archangel. That doesn't stop you from talking. Thinking is really hard. Critical thinking, that is. Okay. Alright. So, come on, stop falling. Let me make a half slab here. Asphalt to half. Okay, so. Figure out where I want this power line to be. About right there, I think, is where I want it. And then a roof here. Do I have roof somewhere on my bar? No. Very little basic roof there. We want this to be side here, like right. I want this to be a wall one, please. I need a better jetpack. I already complained about my jetpack. I need the one that just lets me float forever. There, that's what I want that to do. Power there. Okay, cool. That'll get me access to power up here. Alright. And then we're going to do 4 of these guys. How wide is this? This is too wide. Okay. Alright, how do I want to line this up? I think I can line this up for the outputs to be right next to each other, I think. I need to put... Well, too wide should be wide enough. But maybe I have to deconstruct a third one after I place it for it to be wide enough, the way I've been doing it. H. Okay, those two lined up together. Yes. I think like that. Gosh, it's really far over, don't I? Yes, slightly overlapping that. I honestly think I might need to spread them out a little bit more so that I can get by the outputs that I'm going to be setting up. Yeah. Yeah, that's not going to work. Okay, these need to be back a little bit more. See how that looks. Yes, I think that's going to be right. Yeah, that'll give me the space I need, so... There. There. I think that's right. Does that look even? Yes, that looks good. Will the inputs work, or will this be overlapping the wall? That's the question. Nah, that'll be fine. Okay, perfect. That'll be fine. Okay, so now let's line up the rest of these guys. Sentient plants. Sounds like you should write a graphic novel or, you know, sci-fi fantasy book or something. We're going to talk about sentient plants. Alright, so right there. That lines up. I think that's right. Good. Okay. Now. This room actually is going to need to be taller than normal because it is a... because manufacturers are taller. That guy had it lined up with that leg there. Okay. Oh, there. You actually have one in the works? It's not exactly about sentient plants, but it is sci-fi. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, my reading addiction lately has just been, what's it called? Lit RPG books, because I can get them for free with my Amazon. Well, it's not for free. I have... Kindle Plus or whatever it is that lets me get things for free if they're on their list. So that's what I'm doing. Your book is called Drifting Fragments. That's a cool title. I like that title. Drifting Fragments. Let's figure out how tall the room this needs to be, or how level this needs to be. Not bump our heads. Guessing that won't be tall enough. Let's find out. Do those lights stick through? Actually, that does work. That does work. Okay, I think I'll go with that. Which is, how tall is that? Normally we go 3 roof segments high, and this one's going... How many roof segments is this? 1, 2, 3, 4. So one higher roof segment in height for the manufacturers. Currently you're in dispute with another co-author and you're not on talking terms, so you gave up on it. Oh, yikes. That sucks. That sucks. Having to deal with, like, you probably have copyright issues, right? If you're in dispute with somebody over that. That sucks. I don't want this. That is a not fun part of that of writing original works, I would say, is having to deal with disputes like that, like copyright disputes and stuff. So, I don't know if this will ever get bigger, but in case it does, we're going to do that. This. Alright, so let's figure out inputs for these guys. I'm not going to go too crazy on making this expandable because computers take a lot of materials, and I'm gonna have to do some major upgrades if I'm gonna go expand this much. So for now we'll go just this far. You're never going to equally share with anyone ever again. From this point on, it's at least 51% all yours at all times. Okay. And it's probably the way to do it, especially with creative stuff. Is this tree just in the way? Yes. Can I chop it down? I think I can. Chainsaw. Alright, nature. You're in the way. Can I put any leaves in here? And wood? Okay. That's hopefully all I need to chop down for now. Yeah, I have a feeling if I do actually get into the audio engineering stuff, I might have to be more up to date on what all the like legal implications are for things that you work on in a creative industry. Like, to me, that's like the worst part of working in a, you know, movie or music industry is having to deal with copyright issues. So, ugh, I'm not looking forward to having to deal with that if that is the thing I have to deal with, which it probably will be a thing I have to deal with. All right, what were they? They were 10, 20, and 40. So I only need tier 1 puts in all these guys. It's only 3 items, so I can leave the 4th one empty. 4th input empty, I believe. Alright, so something like that. Okay. Whoops. This guy's 2. Alright, so there's inputs. And how do I want to bring these in? Stackable poles. Let me think this through. 3 different lines in. They need to go 2 different directions, stacked on top of each other. Yeah, I think that's going to be the best way to do it. So probably 3 splitters. What's the middle? The middle is right. Split the difference right here. So, splitter. Is that going to be straight or not? Actually, no, that's not what we want to do. I want this to line up because I'll be stacking them. I think I'm going to want it 1, 2, 3. Go like that. Like that. Straight mode makes for some awkwardness, so we will not do straight mode on these. Yeah. Something like that. Yeah, I think that'll work. You cultivated creativity into this one person for 10 years. He suddenly started thinking he came up with it all, was the leader of the ideas, and started to sideline you. Thought whatever, I overflow with creativity. If I leave, it'll die with him. You go with your life, creating new awesome things every day. His loss. Yikes. That's creative differences. That is the thing you hear a lot about when you hear about like people in show business, and that sounds like a rough time. I'm sorry to hear you had to deal with that. I work with a guy who we like the guy who does a lot of the business side of our Christmas caroling group stuff, and I do a lot of the music side. He likes to do a lot of the like sheet music writing side of it, and often I'll disagree with his ideas on what sounds good. But thankfully, we have a pretty good working relationship in that we can talk things through and not, you know, completely disagree and not be able to come to a consensus. So having a good creative working relationship can be very difficult. You got the touch. So middle guy, how quickly are these going? 40 times 4 is 160, so that'll be the fastest one. I'll just use tier 3 belts on all 3 of these, I think. How does that look? It says it's overlapping. Bad to me. Yeah, that's all fine. I'm fine with that. We're weaving together our belts. A weaving of belts. Okay, so that's the inputs. Let's figure out the outputs for all this. And if I want to go up to the next floor. So I do not envy you your fun of dealing with that. You know, I think I do want to start doing that. It gives me a little like portal hole. But then we have this flashing thing. Maybe I don't like that. Mr. Rand, you're so talented, and you almost can't understand how someone like you could even struggle finding enough work. Well, I appreciate that. You are very positive. The creative world is never... There's... The creative world is so subjective, and... especially if you're like in the streaming world, right? Like you like what you like and you don't like what you don't like. For singing stuff, you have to like know the right people, be good at auditioning, have the right kind of whatever they want. For me, it'd be voice. So it's you know, creative world has its own, all sorts of its own issues, right? Am I even gonna put a walkway here? I don't think I. Okay, so what I do need to do is get the next level up. So. And what I'm hopeful for is that if I do get into audio engineering stuff, that I will have more work to keep me busy in the music world. It's how good you are multiplied by who you know that opens shortcuts for you. Yeah, that sounds about right. Haven't tried selling my soul to the devil yet. Not yet. Not yet. Maybe I'll work on that soon. I watched FTL learned a trick with power wires the other day. If you have a pole socket that's full and you want more wires, if you equip to build what you want next, a pole or socket, hover over a wire, it will cut the wire in half for you and add the new pole socket. Okay, I'm not sure if I understand what you just said there. Let me see if I can put this in context. If you have a pole or socket that's full, okay, let's make this guy be full. Alright, this socket is now full. And I want to add more wires if I equip to build what you want next. Equip to build what I want next. Like a wire? Like I want another wire. Oh wait, that one's not even full. Okay. If you equip to build what you want next, comma, a pole or socket, comma, and hover over a wire, comma, it will cut the wire in half for you and add the new pole socket. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow, that's crazy. So if I do just an actual pole, I don't have a pole on my line. Oh, here we go. Whoa, that's some quality of life. Okay, that's cool. I definitely did not know about that. I will probably forget about that, but thank you for telling me. I don't know if I'll ever remember to actually use that, but that's a cool little mechanic that I've never seen before. Didn't know about that either, Madman. That's the first I've seen that. Rand has his soul stolen by TuneCore, and he also sold his soul to chat. Playing the game he doesn't want to for years. Yeah. Sad but true. Sad but true. Alright, so... Sorry, it took me... I had to walk through the steps to understand what you were trying to tell me. You laid it out pretty well, but it took me a bit to figure out how that worked. But cool trick. I watch FTL. Thank you for that one. First time I've seen that, that's for sure. I don't even know if that existed previous to 1.0. It seems like a new thing. Probably another thing that they added with 1.0, so that's cool. Alright. The output to these computers is going to be 2.5 a minute, so I definitely only need a tier 1 output, that's for sure. This, tier 1. Go. Now we'll forget it, and next time you tell us about it, we'll be amazed and glad again. It's so nice having short-term memory. Yes, my goldfish memory. No longer need to worry about if you just remove this wire and quickly rebuild it and everything will be okay, right? Yeah, that makes sense. Back at my original... It's probably really good if you are not planning things out super neatly. Which I sometimes don't plan things out super neatly. But I try to plan some things decently well. And what I will say is if I ever run out of power line space, what I just do is upgrade the power pole. So the lazy way to do that is just to upgrade the power pole. So that's what I normally end up doing. And that's a cool little extra trick. I like it. All right, so we're gonna get 2 storages of computers. Here. And here. And I'm gonna want dimensional guys. I need SAM fluctuators. I thought I had a bunch of those in my inventory. I have these, so I guess I could probably make some real quick, right? Yeah, 25 Mercer spheres. I should actually start doing some upgrades for that at some point soon. Wrong one. These guys. What was it called again? That disease? Short-term memory, can't remember. Alzheimer's? Or are you making a joke about not being able to remember something that is affecting your memory? Either way, Alzheimer's, dementia, one of those things? You were making a joke, okay. It's amazing right at the very beginning when you have no foundations, only have Mark 1 poles, and you're spamming your first smelters. That's really useful. Makes sense. 5, 6, 7. 8. Okay. Okay. Oh, it actually is empty. I used all of them. Okay. Well then, that's fine. All right. Probably I only want one of these for how slow computers are made anyway. So what I'm going to do is a merger. Merger there. Gonna have an output. Here and have 2 guys go into there, yeah. There. How is that lot not straight? Oh, because I turned that guy. That's fine. That's fine. There we go. So that'll be the output of computers. That will give me a decent amount into my dimensional storage. Now I won't merge it here. It's a splitter. That's lined up. That's lined up. Okay. We'll make this expandable. Someone's barfing on a floor below. What? Because things aren't lined up perfectly? Well, the problem is I either have this guy lined up straight or this guy lined up straight. I can't have them both lined up straight. Actually, maybe I can. Hold on a second. That's going to go through the wall. Does that make you barf if it goes through the wall? Yeah, I have a feeling this is going to have a similar issue here. If I turn it that way, that won't be lined up perfectly straight. I don't know if that's better. Now I have this going through the wall, which I think is worse. That does make it nauseous as well. Yeah, I think I'm going to go back to what I had before. Maybe if I use straight belt to make it look a little less bad. It's just not going to be perfect for what I want, because I can't put a merger onto the depot thing. I want to just do this, but then I can't do a merger, so... Maybe I can do... Apparently straight makes it not straight there. Maybe I can do that, and then this one coming out straight. It'll not look too bad and not go through the wall or anything like that. How does this look if I use straight belts? Okay, I think that's better. That's probably the best I'm going to make it look. We'll go with that. Good enough. Good enough. Turned around the wrong way. Go. Mark 1 here. Here. I probably only need Mark 1 belts for all of this, but I'm going to use Mark 3s because they're not that expensive and it'll move things along faster. There. There. Okay, I think all inputs and outputs are completed. I think if I just feed some materials into here, I will have computers going. Now, I will be running out of plastic because this uses double the amount of plastic I currently have between circuit boards and these computers, but I think my next goal will be to get more oil input and create a fuel generator with the fuel that we'll be making from all that. So let's get this all set up. Okay, I think to make this look not like trash, and this might not even look that great even with what I'm doing here. A wall for my belts to climb, basically. a ladder just for quick building perspective. Okay, that should hopefully allow me to line up some stuff here. Something like that. And actually, yeah, I think what I could do is put a wall conveyor right across from that, and that might work well. That. Too late to suggest a hypertube for going up and down this factory. No, it's not too late. I don't know if I'm going to do that because I haven't done anything with hypertubes yet, but it's not a bad idea. Maybe I should set that up. Make my game lag even more with hypertubes. Okay, yeah, that'll be nice. That'll go right in there. And then I just set up inputs for these guys. But yeah, I haven't done anything with hypertubes yet, so I'll have to start messing with those. Okay, so what do I need? I need plastic, circuit boards, and cables. The cables are right here. Cables are conveniently located. Part of the reason I put this up right here. We have 4 outputs. I don't need that many. Do I want to combine 2 like I did combine those? I combined 4 into 1. I don't think I need that much, so 20 cables times 4 is like 80, so just 1 belt of these is fine. You got the touch. There. Sometimes straight mode just will not do what I want it to do, I swear. It's the verticality of straight mode that is so frustrating to deal with, to be honest. The verticality of it's all funky. I'm just going to do default. I think I have to do that. That's what I'm used to doing. If I go like that. That should. Okay. That's straight. Now we can go straight mode from there. Okay. What am I going to do here? Am I going to stack on top of this with the other 2 items? I kind of like them being like the width of them. So bringing 1 on the side and 1 on the side, I think is what I want to do. Just remembered, you should build a boombox unless music screws up my copyrights. Yeah, music does usually screw up copyrights in games, but I don't know if that'll be an issue for copy stain stuff, so don't actually know. But it also takes tickets that I don't currently have. Well, actually I might. I might have a decent number of tickets, I'm not sure. There's streamer mode to make it not play copyrighted music. Okay. Well, I like the music in the game, so I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, maybe eventually I'll do that. All right, am I gonna do a splitter with the plastic? Yeah, I think I am gonna do the splitter right now. Eventually, I'm gonna want to do more plastic, but did I split the center with these? Is that why this is slightly off from what I want it to be? Yeah, I did split the center with those. Okay, so what I'm going to do then is I'm going to bring it along this line. That. Okay. And again, I need to double the amount of plastic I'm making for this build, actually, but this will start us off fine for now. Just get some computers going. The music in the game is fine. They trolled with a streamer mode for music because streamers were scared, but it literally changes nothing. Okay. Alright. Alright, and then the last one I need to bring over on top here. And it is outputs of these guys. Did I set up the outputs for these? Actually, is a question I need to answer first. There's my ladder to get up there. Here. Okay, looks like I did not set these up. I'm gonna need to do steel soon as well. Many things I need to do. It looks like we're about to be done with, like I could finish fluid packaging right now, so it looks like we're about to be done with our current milestones, but there's so much stuff I want to get caught up on first that I'm not probably gonna do the next space elevator part for a while. Does it make sense to define levels on your conveyor highway? Like level 1 is screws, etc. Probably. But I don't know how I would do that, especially because, Gunther, I'm probably going to change my road height with my pyramid. So I can always come back and fix belts if it gets too spaghettified. Right now, I'm not going to mess with that. That sounds like more trouble than it's worth right now, to be honest. Even if Copy Stain does siphon your YouTube gains, Stan Bush... Suppose that was supposed to be doesn't. Stan Bush probably will. Okay, I don't know who Stan Bush is. Okay. How am I going to get this over in a way that doesn't look ridiculous? Stan Bush is the one with the touch. Oh, that song. Okay, gotcha. Song that I always sing every time. Gotcha. Is that straight? That is straight. So if I do that... I'm sure Shogi said that every time I've sung that song. Talking about Stan Bush, and I just keep forgetting that that's the name of the guy who sings that song. Just completely forget. Okay. You know what? That's slightly misaligned because... Change this. It's here. There. 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 Future RAN problems. That's right. Future RAN problems. That actually goes right between there. I like that a lot. Now that's the kind of spaghetti I can get behind. The perfectly balanced spaghetti where they're moving right between each other. That's nice. I actually like that a lot. Could have it go over, but I like the fact that it just weaves right between. It's pretty nice. Clean. And back to floating belts, my favorite type of belts. Okay, so now how am I going to get this over here in a way that doesn't look so goofy? I probably want it to be right along the line, then go up and over and through, weaving like a very clean thread through something. I don't know. This. We will need to go up. And if I want to weave this through cleanly, there we go. Right on through. It goes through the belt a little bit there. Is that gonna bug me? I'll hardly ever see it, so I'm gonna say it doesn't bug me. Alright, there we go. We should have computers going now, I think. Which is kind of perfect timing, because that would be GG cookie time. Let's go see. Yeah, I probably should build a hypertube for this. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll build a hypertube for this one entrance because the factory's so high. But we'll do that after the break. I just want to make sure this is working right now. I did not connect this. Good thing I checked it. There we go. Alright, let's make sure we got computers going. And we'll GG cookie time this first portion of the stream. And maybe I'll play with the pyramid a little bit again after this. There we go. Computers going. Let's check for some green lights here. Green, green, and those guys should turn green. In just a bit. Let's make sure. What's next on the resource gathering list? Oil, so I can improve my plastic production. But I need Caterium. I do need quartz. I do need a bunch of things, to be honest. Okay, what's slowing you down? Just not getting the plastic fast enough, yeah, which is why I need to do an oil upgrade. All right, so they are all green. They'll probably turn yellow as we, you know, don't get the resources to them quickly enough. But do I see computers being created? Let's make sure. Computer, computer. And come on. Computer, computer. That's a GG cookie time, my friends. We got computers. Beautiful. All right, and those will be start to be sent to my dimensional depot. All right, so my friends, you all have a nice view of the start of my pyramid that's all screwed up and all that stuff. And I'm gonna stand upstairs, use the restroom, have a GG cookie time. I hope you all have a good time. As always, I'm having a blast. When we come back, I'll probably spend a little bit of time trying to figure out the pyramid build before going back to like getting more oil and other builds. So y'all enjoy chair or ad time, and I'll be back in just a bit, my friends. Y'all rock. Have a cookie.